Hello, my smart students. Did you know that native speakers make grammar mistakes just like you? Well, today I have a very advanced test for you because you're going to identify the grammar mistake in these common sentences, and these are sentences that native speakers say. That's right, you're going to correct the grammar mistakes that native speakers commonly make. I know you can do it. And if you can complete this test, then you're definitely fluent. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Sentence 1. Between you and I, the project needs more attention. Now remember, in each sentence, there is one mistake. Do you know what the mistake is? The mistake is between you and I. I is the mistake because it should say between you and me. And yes, this is a real mistake that native speakers commonly make. Between is a preposition and you need an object pronoun, you, me, him, her, not a subject pronoun, I, you, he, she, it. Let's see a sentence that uses a subject pronoun, I, and an object pronoun, me. I want to tell you something. The subject doing the action. I want to tell you something. But please, keep it between you and me. You could also say, keep it between us, because you plus me equals us. Keep it between you and me. Now, this sounds like I want to share a secret with you. We have an expression in English, I won't spill the beans, which means I won't share your secret with other people. I won't reveal your secret. So keep it between you and me. And you can say, I won't spill the beans. So put that in the comments. I won't spill the beans. So the correct sentence, of course, is between you and me, the project needs more attention. Sentence 2, if I was you, I'd quit. What is the mistake? Can you see it? The mistake is was. It should be were. This is because the sentence is in the second conditional, which we use for hypothetical unreal situations. If I were you, this is unreal because I am not you and it's impossible for me to become you, so it's hypothetical unreal. Now in this structure, the second conditional, all subjects use were. If I were you, if he were you, if we were you. Keep in mind that native speakers commonly don't follow this rule and say, if I was you. But if you're taking your IELTS or if you're in any formal English situation, the grammar rule is were for all subjects in the second conditional. So the correct sentence is, if I were you, I'd quit. Now this structure is commonly used to give advice. So if your friend says, oh, I really need to improve my English, what should I do? You can say, if I were you, I'd subscribe to JForrest English. What about you? Do you agree with that advice? If you do, put me too, me too. I would also subscribe to JForrest English. Put me too, put that in the comments. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. How are you doing so far? Our next sentence, I'm not sure whom I should speak with. There is one mistake. What is it? Do you know? The mistake is with whom. It should be who. Whom is used as the object and who is used as the subject. Did you know that many native speakers mistakenly think that whom is the formal version of who, and they use it to sound more professional, to sound more formal? But this is incorrect. There are specific times grammatically when you need to use who as the subject and you need to use whom as the object. Just think about this if the question didn't include I'm not sure. It would be who should I speak with? The sentence begins with the subject. Our next sentence, each of the candidates have pros and cons. What's the mistake? The mistake is have. It should be has. The subject in this sentence is each, which is singular. The subject is not candidates, which is plural. You could say the candidates, which is they. The candidates have pros and cons. That's correct. But when you start with each of the candidates, it represents the subject he or she has pros and cons. What about this one? The candidates each have or has pros and cons. What do you think? What do you need? Have or has? You need have. The candidates, they each have pros and cons. So remember, each of plus plural is the subject he or she, but plural plus each, the subject is they. Our next sentence, a mistake I always made when I was a kid. Me and Vanessa are going to the concert. What's the mistake? The mistake is with me. It should be I. You need a subject pronoun, I, not an object pronoun, which we discussed before, me. You need a subject pronoun to start the sentence. And notice, with the subject I, it's not I and Vanessa, which I also commonly hear students say. A native speaker would not say that, but students commonly do. I and Vanessa. No, it's always Vanessa and I. My mom, my dad, my sister, and I. No matter who your subjects are, I comes last. The correct sentence, of course, is Vanessa and I are going to the concert. Sentence 6, I see this one all the time. You better meet the deadline. What's the mistake? You better. You had better. The structure is subject plus had plus better plus base verb. And this is used to provide advice and recommendations. Native speakers make this mistake because in spoken English, a native speaker always uses the contraction. You had, you'd better. But the D is so soft that native speakers, we forget it's there. So when we write what we say. And it sounds like you better because the contraction is so soft. You'd better. So in spoken English, you don't hear it, but it's required grammatically. Without the contraction, you had better meet the deadline. With the contraction, you'd better meet the deadline. Our next sentence, another very common mistake that native speakers make. You should have called. What's the mistake? Of should be have. The structure is subject plus should plus have plus past participle. And this is used to provide advice in the past, but it's unrealized advice because it's impossible for you to take the advice because it's in the past. Again, native speakers commonly make this mistake because in spoken English, we take should have and we combine them together and it sounds like shoulda, you shoulda called. And we forget that the is have, it's not of, because sounds closer to of, but it's not of, it's have. You shoulda called, you should have called. So if your friend is upset and says, oh, I got a low score on my IELTS, you can say to your friend, you should have subscribed. You should have subscribed to JForrest English. Of course, this isn't very helpful advice because your friend can't do anything about it now. It's in the past. But maybe they can take that advice for the future. So if you agree with that, put that's right, subscribe, and the next time you take your IELTS, you'll get a high score. Put that's right in the comments. How are you doing so far? Remember, native speakers make all these mistakes, so you're learning a lot. Our next sentence. The team, including the coach and star players, were ready for the championship match. What's the mistake here? The mistake is were. Were should be was. Do you know why? It's because the subject is the team, which is a collective noun, is conjugated as it. The subject is not the noun closest to the verb, which is the players, plural, they. Remember that information between two commas is additional information. It doesn't affect the grammar of the sentence outside of the commas. And as I said, team is a collective noun, is conjugated as it. So of course, the correct sentence is the team, including the coach and star players, the team was ready for the championship match. Now, if the subject was the team, the coach, and the star players, then of course that would be were, because the subject is they. They were ready for the championship match. Sentence 9, this is a good one. She's always coming to work late. What's the mistake here? Native speakers commonly say this. The mistake is she's coming. This is the present continuous. It should be she comes, because we have always, which is a keyword for the present simple because it's a routine action. For some reason, I don't know why, native speakers commonly use the present continuous specifically with unwanted behaviors that are routine. For example, he's always criticizing me. So to criticize, that's an unwanted behavior. It's a negative behavior. Perhaps it sounds more dramatic to say he's always criticizing me instead of he always criticizes me. Now, even though native speakers do this, it does break the grammar rule. So for your IELTS or any formal situations, you should use the present simple with adverbs of frequency like always. Your last sentence, are you ready for it? The report doesn't address the timeline nor the budget. What's the mistake? I hear this one a lot from native speakers. What's the mistake? Nor should be or. Remember, when a negative introduces the first point, use or for the second point. The report doesn't address, a negative introduces the first point, doesn't address the timeline or the budget. When the first point is neither plus positive, then you use nor for the second point. The report neither addresses, here addresses is positive. The report neither addresses the timeline nor the budget. Native speakers commonly assume that nor is used for all negatives, but that's not the grammar rule. And I've heard from some native speakers that they think nor is the formal, more professional version of or, but that's not true. You did it, you made it through the lesson and you corrected all of these mistakes. Well, maybe you didn't correct all of them, so share your score in the comments. And even if you got a low score, think of everything that you learned, and now you are going to correct these common mistakes that native speakers make. Did you like this lesson? Do you want me to make more lessons where I quiz you? If you do, put let's go, because you're ready to go. Put let's go in the comments. And of course, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And you can keep improving your English grammar with this masterclass. You'll learn so much. Make sure you watch it right now.